Hey, this is part two. And I'd be remiss, negligent bordering on wanton negligence, which is recklessness if you want to use the legal term, if I didn't talk more about Uranus and Aries. Uranus spends 7 years in each sign, and he takes 84 years, because 84 times 7, 12 times 7, 12 signs times 7 years equals 84 years in each sign. I mean, to go around the entire zodiac. So we can look back to 1927 to approximately 1934, when Uranus was in Aries before. And if we know that we had the stock market crash, the Great Depression, fascism, Hitler, Mussolini, and part of what we're seeing this time with Uranus and Aries has a lot to do with an increased awareness of our economic inequalities, just like it was. And I mean, and history is destined to repeat itself, and all blah, blah, blah. Point is that it would have been a lot worse in the 30s had there not been Pluto, which was discovered in 1930, which gave that awareness of collective power, of the collective good, of the megalomaniacs that I've already mentioned in certain instances. So this time Pluto is in the opposite sign of Capricorn. So the transformation is occurring in our relationship to government, to authority, to our relationship to time and space, to the third dimensional reality. So Uranus in Aries is literally giving a reset button, hitting the pause in terms of how we have been conditioned as individuals. Why are we acting the way that we're acting, and wanting to burst free from that? So will we have another rise of fascism? I think the rise of social conservatism, I think that's peaking in the sense that, at some point the technology and just the collective transformation of information, just the things that we know scientifically, and the integration of science with our own belief systems will increase the awakening of the individual and our responsibility to others, thanks for Saturn going through Libra now until fall of 2012. And it will have us work with the ability to know that we are responsible for getting in touch with our soul, our higher self, our inner awareness, our consciousness, and to see how our consciousness can aid the common good. So when we talk about the secret and creating reality, and I watched this incredible documentary, it's called The Quantum Activist, no pun intended, it's The Quantum Activist. And he, and I can't remember the guy's name, but you can look it up through that title, The Quantum Activist. And he really was talking about the integration of our soul and our consciousness and how it relates to the common good. And that's how we manifest. So it's not just about getting a new car or getting a better relationship. It's about understanding what our soul needs as it relates to and connects to other souls. And that's how we can co-create our reality. So it's not done as an island or in an isolationist perspective. And that's the shadow or the negative of the Uranus and Aries. It's just, I know I'm right, I'm going to act on what I know is right, and you be damned. And so, but Uranus is about, as the first outer planet, sometimes it's visible to the naked eye, sometimes it's not, as the first outer planet or emissary from the galaxy, as Dane Woodyer talked about, Uranus its gifts are given to us in direct proportion to our responsibility to our individual level of how we are connected to other people. So it's not just about, again, outside allergies, it's not just about you. It is all about you, but it's all about you as you're connected to other people. So what I think we should be looking at as relate to the future is definitely, how do you see yourself? How do you personally take responsibility for accessing your core beliefs or your core sense of self, your core consciousness, or your soul's values? And if you're a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag, it should be relatively easy for you to tap into these Uranian energies and get on with the business of life. I tell all my clients, I don't look at what fire signs say, I look at what you guys actually do. If you're an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, you may find that your past comes to you vividly through dreams and through family members and through just having to know what you need to give up before you even need to give it up. If you're an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, air is compatible to fire. So you'll find that your relationships will thrive. If it's Gemini, it'll be with your friends, and they'll shift radically and maybe get you to join groups that you might not have wanted to before. If you're Libra, since Aries is your opposite, it'll play out in relationships. And if it's Aquarius, it's going to play out through your thought patterns and through how you communicate to the world. Last and certainly not least, water. You know, Cancer is the most challenging sign to Aries. It's cardinal water, initiating feeling, and Aries is initiating fire, initiating spirit. They both need room for growth and room to do things their own way. So the Cancer people would most likely show in changing your job to career, career to vocation, to getting on with playing that pioneering role that you are to play in your communities. If you're Scorpio, it'll deal with your increased interest in health, alternative health, integrating the psyche soma, you know, the psychosomatic, changing your daily routines to include things in the moment that keeps you flexible. That's the key word, flexible, Scorpio. And then Pisces, you should find new ways to manage or be stewards of your resources, money, time, health, energy, such that it is. But Uranus and Aries, we are all pioneers, but we're pioneers sharing the same journey. This is Quan. And maybe the third one we'll talk a little bit more about how Aries gets along with the rest of the signs. But I'm signing out on March 21st. Happy spring.